Be interesting to see what things were like back then.
Excellent. I think it would prove most enlightening. So this is how it started.
What are you up to?
Just brushing up on my American history. I say history. It certainly teaches strange things in the States.
Like what?
Well, for all the talk of this being a revolutionary war...
干他的头也一样会用很神奇的方式转。
Well,
你
not
看，你看那里
civil. I mean,
没有
there was no America versus
他刚坐在
Britain.
地上的时候，那个
It was Brit on Brit action.
吓死。
You can clearly see how the whole thing got started. One war gave birth to the other.
You mean the 7 Years' War?
Exactly. Seems the Crown overspent in its attempt to keep the French out, wound up with a great deal of debt. Believing that the colonists should help to shoulder the burden, new taxes were created. It was a reasonable request, even if Parliament was rather, well, undiplomatic about it.
Well, it's not really fair to tax people for a war they didn't want any part of.
What? Didn't want any part of? Did you not notice George Washington with Edward Braddock? He was right there in the middle of it. So here you have the Crown spending who knows how much money to secure a place for the colonists to thrive, and then when they ask for a little bit of help... Right, look, think of it this way. King George and the colonists, they all go out to dinner, right? And when the bill comes, George asks for them to kick in and pay their share. Fair enough. But keep in mind, he's been taking them out to dinner gratis for decades now. The colonists, oh no, they insist they only had a glass of water and a side salad. Never mind the table's full of half-eaten food and empty bottles of wine. When the king points this out, what do the colonists do? Oh, they flip the table over and they storm out the restaurant. Probably intending to turn later and burn it down.
You left out the part where the king pointed a gun at the colonists and asked them to cover dinner for everyone in the restaurant.
Right, yeah, interesting take. If he pulled out a gun, and I'm not sure he did, it would only have been after the 100th failed attempt at getting them to pay their fair share.
But how do you define someone's fair share?
Well, with a war, apparently.
Son, I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. You have to understand, I've never been very good at this. Never mind that we live rather extraordinary lives.
Yeah, I kinda liked my ordinary one.
You can't escape who you are, Desmond.
So I've noticed.
Look, it's silly for us to go back and forth like this. I admit, I did a shitty job raising you. I apologize, I'm sorry. But it's important you understand it didn't come from a bad place. You're my son. I love you. I guess I was so busy trying to make sure nothing bad happened, I didn't consider the consequences. Truce.
I can't believe it's taken me so long to ask, but... how's Mom? She's not...
No. Your mother is fine. We decided it was safer if we split up for this job.
阿布还很好。
Always assuming the worst.
For good reason.
Can I at least say hi to her?
Say hi.
I'm sorry, it's too risky. Maybe when we're done.
Right. When we're done.
When we're done.
Have we ever tried to make peace with the Templars?
Throughout our history, there have been moments. Several, in fact. But it's impossible. There are existential differences, insurmountable. If there were to be unity, it wouldn't be a truce so much as a submission.
But knowing what's about to happen, wouldn't it make sense to try and talk to Vidic? Come to an arrangement, even if it's only temporary?
We'd all be so busy watching our backs, nothing would get accomplished. Imagine that. We're more productive at war.
Well, have we ever tried sending in someone? Doing to them what they did to us with Lucy? Or Cross?
We have, and it's never worked. We've sent people who were either too weak and found themselves turned, or too strong and were unable to carry out the charade.
I just feel like we all want the same thing.
We use the same words, but that's all they are, words. In the end, it all comes down to freedom. We seek it, they detest it. And so there's never an end to the fight. Not until one side is completely gone.
Is that even possible?
Probably not. Our two groups have existed in one form or another since forever. But things can be better than they are. And that's something.
而且刚刚他们打完那都会抖一下。
Did you look for me, Dad? When I was gone?
Every day.
Come on.
I mean it. Every night I'd look, searching for your name or variations of it, hoping you'd slip up. Abstergo only found you first because they had better access. A few more days and it would have been me.
Well, I'm here now.
And I'm glad.
Do you think Lucy regretted what she was doing?
话好多。
I used to think I knew her well, but clearly that wasn't the case. So I really can't give you an honest answer.
She seemed so sincere, though. Like she really wanted to make a difference.
Yes, well, when I first met him, I thought the same thing about Cross.
It just keeps happening over and over again.
What does?
Everything.
Don't get weird on me, Desmond.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. Don't worry.
All right, then. You should think about getting back in the Animus. We've got to find that key.
Find that key. 可不可以手写？嘿呦，什么东西？干好帅啊！他还有那个他还跟你讲游戏中的东西，在游戏中跟你讲你在里面的东西，所以我就尽力升级了操作系统。其实我早就想这样做，但是因为 animus 在安全模式之前一直没有尝试安装。我做的是应该说我们修正导向系统，现在你应该能更容易进入战斗跟脱离战斗。自由奔跑已改善，现在你就不会在错误的时机起掉或往错误的方向起掉。真的吗？在和环境互动时，只有一项指令会被输入，不用在你祖先的身体部位做出选择。你现在能在移动中进行安插，你一定要马上试试。你还能够在移动中捡起武器。我们还实现了天气系统，下雨、下水、刮风都在里面。有动物，快速旅行变得更快，只要打开地图，你就能够瞬间移动到任何已经结束的快速旅行站。焕然一新的新地图，现在地图上会显示许多额外资讯，你有许多选择，决定显示哪些资讯。还有卡车东西在里面。Welcome back 。屁话。Happy Halloween。这什么东西？等一下，收到一个奇怪的东西，感觉怪怪的哦。我收到了一封乱码信，乱码信一定有它的问题存在。你看好多。真有趣。
Good luck, Desmond.
These are troubled times.
帅。
The already uneasy alliance between the crown and its subjects frayed.
刺客
And
刺客
behind
反
them
复
both the
跳。
Templars plot, pulling strings and moving pieces. History dictates they seek order through control.
Assassin
But
教
how will they affect it here? Who supports them?
这并没有想象中
And
容易
what
用出来。
conspiracies have they already spun? All these things I must determine. For only by knowing my enemy can I hope to stop them.
第6章，
Kana,
你看越来越帅，
spare a moment.
变大了，
Of course.
Have a look.
What is it?
应该是本体有增加那
Or
个
rope
线
dart,
标
if you prefer.
先
One
爆
of，the many plans given to
Oh.
us by Shao.
只有哦， 哎，只有 auditory， 我看到他的
I'll
衣
have
服
to work on this.
刚刚后面刺客大师的衣服，好帅。
Ganondogo.
Yes, my friend.
What brings you here?
他竟然变帅嘞！
all right?
他以前好胖哦，
What do you mean?
他
What
现
has
在变
happened?
帅，你看你变帅
Men。came, claiming we had to
Sang
leave.
Kai
They said
bien
that the land was being sold, and that the Confederacy had consented. We sent an envoy, but they would not listen.
You must refuse.
You must be free.
We cannot oppose the Sachem, but you're right as well. We cannot give up our home.
You have a name. Do you know who is responsible?
He's called William Johnson.
Where is Johnson now?
In Boston, making preparations for the sale.
Sale! This is theft!
Kana, take care. These men are powerful.
What would you have me do? I made a promise to my people.
If you insist upon this course of action, seek out Sam Adams in Boston. He'll be able to help.
哦，还拿到了新斧头。
What have you done?
When my people go to war, a hatchet is buried into a post to signify its start.
开战
When the threat is ended, the hatchet is removed.
You could have used a tree.
商店有了新武器，你看，还会耍斧头，真的，终于变成Assassin了。真的，游戏终于正式开始了。大众百科全书。
Kana, it has occurred to me that the times we live in will be looked upon by future generations with a certain degree of scrutiny, no matter the outcome. With that in mind, I think it valuable to record the goings-on around the homestead. A true log of how people live during this time of transition. Something to help color the portrait. What do you think?
When I find a moment, I will try.
Very good.
I will try. 公寓选单，选择工匠，就这个蓝词。资源，还弄成筒子。三小看不懂。交易，我可以卖一个筒子。 哦，筒子一个这样可以卖91块，好，你就拿去卖吧。怪东西。嗯？鱼鳍专家，什么专家？啊，先不要好了。专家玩下去，我大概就吐了，玩到我退伍都还没玩完。待我之后有时间吧。你的 nipple。码头。 个点原来是那个。有点想收集这些东西耶，我看好了，好像有点兴趣。啊！我听到他们在叫。啊！
Bloody hell! Can you help me?
Can you help me? What's wrong with you?
Are you all right?
Are you all
What do
right?
you think?
How did this happen?
Poachers in the woods.
真的，
I
他
asked
这样
them
好
to
帅
leave. This was their answer.
Come on. We need to get that arm looked at.
What if the men who did this?
They can wait. Your wound cannot.
啊，死抱抱！那现在应该是3。
You'll be able to make it to the house.
Yes. I think the ball took only flesh.
真的，每个刺客大师都很风流。
Miriam.
Do you live nearby?
I don't have a
因为
home
他
per
不是刺
se.
客大师，他是
I
刺
took to
客
the
传奇
frontier。when I was a young girl. I've made my life out here ever since. Living where the land makes it easiest.
Not a common choice for a woman of the colonies.
Kana, what are you doing?
Those poachers need to be stopped.
Saw the scabs from my hunting blind. Get to that, and you shouldn't have any trouble finding them.
Use the rope dart if you can.
神标，
Get familiar with it.
我刚刚不小心把它丢出去。电话。你看，只有穿的，帅。你已取得艾吉欧服装。哦，我变成艾吉欧嘞，艾吉欧奥迪托嘞，好帅啊！还有好多服装，2、4、6、8、9，哎，干有9件哎，好帅啊！可是感觉就怪怪，没有小胡子，没有小胡子就不是 艾吉欧，换回来。而且为什么我会有他的服装啊？我又没有玩过2代，我2代是 PC 耶，还是 Ubisoft 送我的？应该是本来就有。这是什么？百科全书，还有武器。在家里面跑步就变成狂奔。照这样看，他妈就大概会有什么现代服装啦，或者是什么2代的那个黑色衣服啦，之类1代的，对啊，我觉得那些东西可能都解得开。刺杀目标。 可怜哦。干，这种方式好帅啊！的进化。这就不行。不过那好像只能从高处去打，他那边没有树的，好像就不跟你这样玩，就竞争捅他。潜龙谍，按住三角形可以把他们拉过来。真好用，干越来越方便嘞。看看你有多少钱，咋扣你啊？多好。
William Johnston's opening up some of that Mohawk land we purchased for free hunting soon. Might be we make a good haul up there.
I hear tell lumbering will be allowed to boot.
What does he territory?
他毫无反应嘞！天啊！真是毫不留情。他讲话讲到一半，自己的队友被拖到后面去了，也没有感觉。
Hey, where are you, fellas?
Where are you, fellas?
Shooting strangers in the forest, is that common hunting practice where you come from?
No. Spare me.
Go! Tell the friends you have left what happened here.
我还放他走。刺杀最后一位盗猎者。没了，结束了。原住民玩法。他按圈竟然会吹口哨。对啊，有时候他头罩好像打人的时候才会有。
Thank you, Achilles.
You are most welcome.
阿基里斯的天空龙。
Why did those men attack you?
It's no secret this land is full with game. I spotted the trespassers en route to request permission to hunt here myself, and suggested they do the same.
The bounty of the forest is not mine to give. It is your right to hunt on this land, but I would appreciate you trading your surplus with the others.
Very well. I accept.
I accept. 解开了一个庄园任务。啊，好了，累了，而且这里是哪里啊？为什么我来到莫名其妙的位置？他头罩能不能够穿脱？而且老实讲，他这个比较麻烦，他的这边马哨，妈妈就来，是黑王号，看，帅气黑王号。
behind my quota now.
啊？月蛇力哦，蛇力的剧情就黑黑的啊。对啊。可是他最后至少是欢喜大结局。无效的目标，它是可以分析线索新能力。好啦，关了。近期的，近期的东西。解锁的模组，我已经解锁41%模组。刺客训练中心，我要看所谓的刺客训练中心有什么状态。哦，你终于可以玩 homestead 了吗？自给自足。它后面还有疾风迅雷。对啊，那个头部有什么？还蛮可爱。看到 NA 离线，现在只玩了18%，18%，先几号玩哦？很贫困啊，可是还蛮好玩的。啊，未来才有困啊，加崩，晚上再说。再见，说再见。